Reporting live in downtown LA, I am at the Lamp Lodge housing facility that people that were once unhoused now are housed individuals.
Another community is also helping the unhoused. We'll take you inside the new homes and hear from the people who worked on the project.
And a group of representatives from the unhoused community rallied this afternoon in downtown LA to protest the removal from their homes. See It Live starts now. We are dedicating this evening's show to the issue of homelessness in Los Angeles. Hello, I'm Patrick Warren.
And I'm Payton May. A brand new housing community has just opened today in downtown. Let's go live to Hannah Joy at the new community.
Today, I am standing in front of the Lamp Lodge housing facility in the heart of downtown LA. It is at the intersection of 7th Street and Stanford Avenue. It is a place that was once a hotel, but now is a place where the unhoused now have a place to call home.
Keep reading.
Lamp Lodge offers 82 low-cost housing units for those experiencing homelessness. The lodge also has a central courtyard, garden boxes, a full laundry room, and an outdoor patio. The California Housing Agency has gifted $196 million to the city to build 28 more properties for those in need.
It's just the beginning. You can't put everybody in one building, but there's a building right there behind you that's being built. That's called the Twin Towers. And that has to be the Weingarten property, and those are going to be apartments, and that building is going to be 17 stories, so it's going to be a lot of units available for the people that are on the streets.
Just toss him back to the studio. Go.
The Lamp Lodge Center also helps people who have physical challenges. For Annenberg Media, I am Hannah Joy. Back to the studio.
In California, 1 in 5 community college students experience homelessness, according to a 2020 UCLA study. One former community college student and USC graduate pursued his degree while living in his car.
Like the first night that I actually had to sleep in my car, I ended up actually sneaking back into my old place because I was so freaked out by the entire thing of not having a place to shower, sitting in your car all day while you're sweaty, especially during the summertime, and you're hot, and things that you just don't think about when you have housing became that much more prominent. And there were so many nights where I was would be in my car literally crying.
Jovenis Inc. is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping unhoused college students. They focus on regions like Whittier, Boyle Heights, and Long Beach. Their director says they help with housing and other resources to give young people a head start.
At Jovenis, what we seek to do is find out who's experiencing homelessness and work with them on identifying the right type of housing situation that's going to enable them to really stabilize their lives, recover from trauma, and leave homelessness behind.
Trojan Shelter is collecting donations to help feed students experiencing homelessness. The shelter offers support to USC students as well as students from community colleges and other universities. The organization is a student-run shelter that aims to end college homelessness by offering housing, meals, and resources to its residents free of charge. Organizers were collecting food today at the Village because the shelter is at capacity.
So today we're setting up this table basically so that we can get more groceries for the shelter and kind of fit that within our budget, because our shelter's kind of at max capacity right now. We're really trying to make sure that we have enough food for everybody.
Typically have only 3 residents, but this semester, which is really awesome, we have 6. But since we doubled so quick, we didn't really equip for feeding that many people.
This afternoon, I visited with the Los Angeles County Homeless Liaison, who last month led the homeless count in West Adams. The official LA County unhoused population count for 2022 was slightly over 69,000 people. The count increased by 4% since 2020. While we don't know the 2023 numbers, Tori Bailey led a portion of the count with the goal of being part of the solution. The results from the homeless count should be released later this year. LA County's Board of Supervisors authorized the largest budget plan to combat homelessness. It totals nearly $610 million. The Housing Initiative provides services for over 22,000 permanent supportive housing units and an additional 5,000 temporary beds. The budget also pledges $60 million for residential subsidies to house those experiencing homelessness for the first time. An additional $76 million will be allotted to housing programs like the Skid Row Action Plan, the Every Woman Housed program, and the RV Encampment program. What was once an empty dirt road is now a village to provide shelter for the unhoused community about 20 miles from the USC campus. Reporter Marissa Relo was at today's grand opening and talked with those who worked on the project.
Branford Village Tiny Homes opened its doors today to begin housing 161 unhoused people about 20 miles from campus. A 6th District representative spoke about what this means for the community.
This village is about second chances. It's about opportunity. It's not meant to be a forever home, but it's a stepping stone to a better, healthier tomorrow.
Each unit comes with 1 or 2 beds, air conditioning, and heat. Drug services and mental health services are also available to help people in the community get back on their feet. A man who was once unhoused on Skid Row helped with this project.
The difference I'm seeing now is there's a creativity, there's an urgency, there's funding, there's all these departments and all this talent coming together, singularly focused to try to end something that Los Angeles needs to be embarrassed about.
All the basic necessities will be provided for those staying here as well. This includes showers, restrooms, and 3 meals a day. The project is funded by the City of Los Angeles to aid its state of emergency on homelessness.
Mayor Bass declared an emergency status for the city, and the Board of Public Works and the entire Public Works Department have aligned our priorities to meet that goal. All of our priorities right now is building out any type of temporary bridge to homes or any affordable long-term permanent housing.
There are currently 125 people on the waiting list to be housed in one of these units. I'm standing in one now with double beds. The first to be served will be ADA clients and clients that are on high risk. Now that Branford Village Tiny Homes is open, units should start housing people as soon as next week. For Annenberg Media, I'm Marissa Rio.
Members of Reclaiming Our Homes, a group of advocates for the unhoused community, rallied this afternoon in downtown LA. Several different organizers spoke out against the California Department of Transportation's real estate methods. The Reclaimers argued that they deserve to stay in their current homes while Caltrans puts their properties on the market. Caltrans initially purchased the homes to clear way for highways and roads that will not be built. The Reclaimers protested against efforts to evict residents before their homes are sold.
They actively undermine the city and the state's efforts to create affordable housing in the state of California. They actively destroy housing. I mean, they've created blight in the neighborhood of El Sereno. There are whole blocks of vacant homes that have been vacant for decades.
We say we have a housing crisis, and we do not. It's a lie. The politicians are lying to us, and they're letting people die, and to me, that should be illegal. But I know for a fact that we have a surplus of housing, and that's being vacant and not being utilized to house people. They want to build more shelters, and that's just a waste of resources when we already have vacant homes available for the unhoused.
Escudero said that she wanted Karen Bass to utilize the empty homes so that the housing crisis could be effectively addressed. An increase in traffic deaths in Los Angeles is perhaps another symptom of the city's growing unhoused crisis.
For the first time in 20 years, more than 300 traffic deaths were recorded in Los Angeles. According to a report by Streets Are For Everyone, almost half of those deadly collisions involved pedestrians. 40 of those people were unhoused.
You know, I routinely see people deliberately walking against the lights and crosswalks, walking down the middle of the street, choosing to apparently obstruct traffic for amusement. And that's a very dangerous circumstance. We've probably got more pedestrian deaths per capita because we've got more homeless folks per capita and thus more homeless pedestrians per capita. The safety burden is on the driver. That's frankly where it belongs.
Director of the USC Transportation Engineering Program, James Moore, says city council members not allowing the construction of homeless shelters in their district contributes to the fatalities of unhoused pedestrians. Streets Are For Everyone is calling on city officials to re-engineer dangerous roads and intersections to reduce traffic fatalities.
For the thousands struggling with homelessness, many also have significant mental health issues. A mental health advisor at the Homeless Outreach Mobile Engagement Program is helping people get off the streets and get the resources they need.
People who, because of their mental illness, are considered to be gravely disabled or close to it, meaning that they're having trouble accessing food, accessing shelter, accessing basic needs because of their mental illness. And for that reason, we need to provide a lot of support to make sure that they have their basic needs. And ultimately, we need to assess whether this individual can really remain safely in the community or whether they will need a higher level intervention so that they can move forward and not just stay stagnant in that place of homelessness and acute mental illness.
Jared Klickstein was a drug addict experiencing homelessness in Skid Row, where currently it is home to 69,000 unhoused people. He opened up about his experience living on Skid Row.
Yes, I was homeless. I mean, it was a horrific experience. It was adventurous. It was dangerous. It was a learning experience. Primary issue was addressed, which was my drug addiction. Slept on cardboard and had a backpack, and I would tie that backpack to my belt loop and use the backpack as a pillow, and then sleep with a bat between my legs. And numerous times, someone would try to steal my backpack or something, and they'd pull, and I'd wake up because it was tied to my belt loop, and I'd have to defend myself.
We'd like to thank Jared for sharing with us about a really difficult issue that he went through in his life.
Jared Klickstein believes that his drug addiction is what led to his homelessness. He says he's now grateful that he has a second chance at life.
And took responsibility and said, hey, you know what? I'm a drug addict, and maybe addiction's a disease, but that doesn't mean that I can just be a horrific person for the rest of my life. I was grateful to have a pillow. I mean, it was as simple as that. I really liked having a pillow because I slept so many nights without a pillow. And I don't know if you've ever slept using like a backpack or a sweatshirt as a pillow, but it's not great. And that first night, when you have a pillow, it changes everything. So it starts out really small. You become grateful for these kinds of things.
Thanks for watching See It Live. From everyone at Annenberg Media, I'm Patrick Warren.
And I'm Payton May. For more coverage, watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Annenberg Media. Good night.